The porn industry often presents a facade of glamour and excitement. It shows us beautiful people seemingly enjoying themselves, making money and living lavish lifestyles. However, this portrayal is far from the truth for many involved, especially women. Behind the carefully curated images and videos lies a dark underbelly of exploitation, abuse and despair. This essay will delve into the disturbing reality of the porn industry, exposing the hidden truths that are often ignored or dismissed. The experiences of those working in porn tell a very different story than what is portrayed on screen. Many struggle with physical and mental health issues, financial instability, and the stigma associated with their work. This is not about judging individuals who choose to enter the industry. It's about understanding the complex and often exploitative factors that drive them there and the devastating consequences they face. It's time to look beyond the glossy facade and confront the uncomfortable truths about what's really happening in the porn industry. This means acknowledging the exploitation, the abuse, and the systemic issues that allow these things to continue. Only then can we begin to create a world where everyone is treated with dignity and respect, regardless of their choices. The reasons women enter the porn industry are rarely straightforward. It's a complex issue with many layers, often involving a mix of personal, social, and economic factors. While some might claim it's simply a well-paid, consensual job, the reality is often much more complicated. Many women find themselves in the industry not by choice but by necessity. The pressures of life can be overwhelming, pushing women towards decisions they never thought they would make. The allure of financial stability can be a powerful motivator. Many women are driven to porn by desperate circumstances, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation and abuse. These circumstances can include a history of trauma, lack of support systems, and societal pressures. Financial desperation is a significant factor. When bills pile up and there seems to be no way out, the promise of quick money can seem like a lifeline. Women struggling to make ends meet, often with children to support, may see porn as their only option. The need to provide for their families can overshadow the potential risks involved. This is especially true for women facing homelessness, unemployment, or limited job opportunities. The lack of viable alternatives can make the porn industry seem like the only way to survive. The promise of quick and easy money can be incredibly tempting, even if it means compromising their values or safety. The immediate financial relief can cloud judgment and make long-term consequences seem distant. Coercion and manipulation also play a significant role. Women are often lured into the industry with false promises and deceptive tactics. Pimps and traffickers often target vulnerable women, promising them a glamorous lifestyle and financial security. These promises are rarely kept, and the reality is often far more grim. They prey on their insecurities, using manipulation and threats to force them into performing sex acts on camera. The fear of violence or retribution keeps many women trapped in the industry. Once involved, it can be incredibly difficult for women to escape, trapped by fear, debt, or threats against themselves or their loved ones. The cycle of exploitation can be relentless. Past experiences of abuse can also make women more susceptible to exploitation in the porn industry. A history of trauma can leave lasting scars that make it difficult to resist coercion. Women who have already endured sexual trauma may be more likely to dissociate or feel numb, making them easier targets for abusers. The emotional toll of past abuse can make them more vulnerable. They may also struggle with low self-esteem and believe they have no other options. The lack of self-worth can make it difficult to see a way out. This cycle of abuse can be incredibly difficult to break, leaving women feeling trapped and powerless. The combination of financial desperation, manipulation, and past trauma creates a web that is hard to escape. However, it's important to remember that there is hope. Support systems, counseling, and community resources can provide a path to recovery and a way out of the industry. With the right support, women can rebuild their lives, find new opportunities, and regain their sense of self-worth. The journey may be difficult, but it is possible to overcome the challenges and create a better future. One of the most alarming aspects of the porn industry is the high risk of sexually transmitted diseases, or STDs. This issue is not just a minor concern, but a significant health crisis that affects many performers in the industry. Despite claims of regular testing and safety protocols, the reality is that performers are constantly exposed to potential infections. The nature of their work, which involves frequent and often unprotected sexual encounters, puts them at a heightened risk. This is due to the sheer volume of sexual partners, inconsistent condom use, and pressure to perform even when sick. Many performers feel compelled to continue working despite their health conditions, driven by financial necessity and the fear of losing their jobs. Studies have shown alarming rates of STDs among porn performers. These studies highlight the urgent need for better health measures and more stringent testing protocols within the industry. A 2012 study in Los Angeles found that 11% of female performers tested positive for chlamydia, a rate significantly higher than the general population. This statistic underscores the vulnerability of female performers to sexually transmitted infections. Similarly, a 2014 study found that 2% of male performers were HIV positive, again, a rate significantly higher than the general population. The prevalence of HIV among male performers is a stark reminder of the serious health risks they face. The industry's testing protocols are often inadequate or inconsistently enforced. This inconsistency can lead to gaps in testing, allowing infections to go undetected and untreated. Performers may be pressured to work even if they haven't been recently tested, or they may lie about their sexual history to avoid losing work. This dishonesty, often born out of desperation, further exacerbates the spread of infections. This creates a dangerous environment where infections can spread rapidly. The interconnected nature of the industry means that one infected individual can quickly transmit the disease to multiple partners. The consequences of STDs can be devastating both physically and emotionally. Physical symptoms can range from mild discomfort to severe pain and long-term health complications. Some infections can lead to infertility, chronic pain, or even death. The long-term impact on a performer's health can be profound, affecting their ability to work and their overall quality of life. The stigma associated with STDs can also be isolating, leading to shame, secrecy, and difficulty accessing healthcare. Many performers may feel too embarrassed or ashamed to seek the medical help they need. These risks highlight the urgent need for improved safety regulations and support services for those working in the porn industry. Advocacy for better health measures, regular testing, and comprehensive support systems is crucial to protect the well-being of performers. The line between pornography and prostitution can become incredibly blurred, with many performers finding themselves pressured or coerced into engaging in sex work off-camera. This often happens in a clandestine manner, making it difficult for performers to distinguish between legitimate work and exploitative situations. This can happen through direct solicitation from producers or agents, or indirectly through financial desperation and limited opportunities. The adult entertainment industry can be a precarious place where financial instability is a constant threat, pushing performers to make difficult choices. Some performers report being offered more money to engage in sexual acts that go beyond what was initially agreed upon for the film. These offers can be tempting, especially when performers are struggling to pay bills or support their families. Others find themselves struggling to make ends meet and turn to prostitution out of necessity. The lack of financial security in the industry can lead to a cycle of exploitation where performers feel they have no other options. This blurring of boundaries makes it difficult for performers to set boundaries and maintain control over their bodies and work. The constant pressure to perform and the fear of losing work can erode their ability to assert their own limits. There have been numerous accounts of performers being deceived into prostitution. Unscrupulous agents and producers may use deceptive tactics such as misleading contracts or false promises to coerce performers into sex work. They may be booked for what they believe is a legitimate film shoot, only to arrive and discover they are expected to engage in sex work. This bait-and-switch tactic leaves performers feeling trapped and powerless. This exploitation is often facilitated by agents or producers who hold significant power and control over performers' careers. The imbalance of power makes it difficult for performers to speak out or refuse, fearing retaliation or blacklisting. The overlap between pornography and prostitution creates a dangerous environment where exploitation and abuse can thrive. Performers are often left vulnerable with little recourse to protect themselves from harm. It also makes it incredibly difficult for performers to seek help or report abuse, as they may fear legal repercussions or damage to their reputation. The stigma associated with both pornography and prostitution can further isolate performers, making them hesitant to reach out for support. This highlights the need for stronger legal protections and support services for those working in the adult entertainment industry. By providing a safer and more supportive environment, we can help ensure that performers are treated with the dignity and respect they deserve, and that they have the resources they need to protect themselves from exploitation and abuse. Advocacy groups and legal reforms are essential in addressing these issues. By raising awareness and pushing for change, we can create a more equitable and just industry for all involved. Performers should not have to choose between their safety and their livelihood. Together we can work towards a future where the boundaries between pornography and prostitution are clear, and where performers can pursue their careers without